So I am here now to show off my interactive bulletin board. So my interactive bulletin board was on the classification of animals and the different animal groupings and what those classifications make up of those animal groupings because that was my lesson. And I decided to make my board space themed just because I really like space and I just wanted to make it something more fun with the kids and just make fun puns and something that'll just keep the kids engaged and really wanting to see what was next. So I'm going to bring my board down here to show you each of the activities close up. So the first activity that we have is called Guess the Animal. And let me just take it off. So for this one, the directions are right here, and the students with a partner are going to pull out an animal out of the bag. Partner one is going to reach into this bag, close your eyes, and pull out a random animal. So I pulled out a turtle, and a turtle is obviously in the reptile group. So I'm going to hold it so my other partner doesn't see. And I'm just reading off the directions. So they're going to tell the partner the characteristics that this animal is, and the other student is going to have to guess what the specific animal the student is saying and what group it belongs to. So, for example, I'll say it has a shell, it lays eggs, it can live in the water, it has bumpy, rough skin. So the student might say, is it a turtle? And I'll say yes. And then I'll say, what group does it belong to? And they belong in the reptile group. So that is just a guessing game that students can play with one another, and I think this is really good for ESOL because the students can kind of help the other student, and it's just very fun. So the next one that I have is called Star of the Day, and I wanted to make a fun pun with this. So each day there's going to be a different picture right here of a different type of animal, of a different group. So this one I just chose a penguin, which is part of the bird group. And the students are going to look at this picture, and the directions are down here. Just in case the students need to read the directions, this is specifically good for ESOL and for ESE because it's more laid out. So what the students are going to do, I'm just going to read off of the directions, is they're going to look at this animal and point out all of the characteristics. So let's see, that has a beak, it has webbed feet, it has feathers, it has wings. So then they're going to think together, what kind of animal group has all these characteristics? Oh, a bird. So that is like another guessing game that they're going to play together. Now we are going to move down here to my third activity. Let me put it back up here. And this activity is called Milky Way Match. And again, the directions are right up here. I can take it off to show you. I Velcroed these on and on so you can put different directions up each day for different activities. Just because you want to be resourceful as a teacher. And this is a very fun activity in which students have to guess different animals. So you want to pull out of here the different animal groupings. So you have like mammals, and they're labeled on different planets, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and etc. Much more. And then the students are going to grab this little box, and they're going to reach into the box and randomly choose an animal. So la 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 la. So what if they chose this? So this is a tiger. So they're going to look at their planets in the Milky Way and match it up. So they will match up the tiger to the mammal planet because it's a mammal. Or they can match the bird from this, with all the animals in it, to the bird one. And when they flip it over, it says the answer, so they can correct their answers this way. And again, this is good for a combination, so they can check their answers right away. So it says a crane. So that's just a little fun hands-on activity. I think the kids will really enjoy the little animals and checking their answers, because that's definitely good for kids to do. So my next activity has to do with more classifications, and it is called Launch into Learning About. For this one, again, I just did birds since I already did a bird on the other side. Birds, but again, the teacher can take this on and off and do a different animal. So you could say about mammals or reptiles. And also, again, I made the directions movable, so I'm just going to tell you what they're going to do, but it says the directions on here. So what they're going to do is open up this little folder, and in this folder, they have a fact sheet that is all about birds. So the students are going to work together on this. So again, this is good for ESOL so they can have extra help. And they're going to read this fact sheet about birds. And after they're done reading it, the students should all be reading it together. And they're just going to put it back in and take out this. So I printed out a picture with a bird on it. And on here, they're going to write about the different facts that they learned about birds. And they're also going to label the characteristics of this bird. So they'll make a little arrow and point to it and say that it has wings, it has webbed feet, and etc. So on these lines, they should write the different characteristics and facts that they had learned about birds. And all of this ties into animal classification. Now, our last activity it's a ground one, and it's right here in this, and it is called Guess the Habitat. So in this one, the students are again going to work in partners. I wanted them to work in partners a lot just because I feel like that's very helpful for ESOL and ESE students because they get extra help and they can feel included and just feel great about themselves. So student 1, and again it says the directions on the back. I wanted to put the directions so it makes it nice and easy for them. So student 1 is going to close their eyes and pick out a random stick from the bucket. So they picked out this stick. It says pond. Now this goes into the more habitat side of the lesson that they'll be learning in days 4 and 5 of the lesson. So this will be one of the last activities they do on this interactive bulletin board. So the student, partner 1, is not going to show the student that it says pond, but they're going to tell their partner different aspects about this pond, different, again, characteristics, tying it to characteristics from the beginning. So they'll say, oh, it has water, there's lots of plants, it's fresh water, and they'll also have to say different types of animals that live in there. So they can say, oh, frogs live in it, fish can live in it too. And so the student will guess a pond. If they get correct, they can just move on to another one. So we have savanna, so this will mostly be based on mammals. And this just ties in habitats and the animal groupings all together. I want to tie everything in the lesson all together into one thing, just because I just thought doing that would expand their minds more and make them comprehend everything better. So this was my interactive bulletin board. I'll just give you a good overview of it. Sorry that I don't have the best view for it. I don't have anyone to record me right now. So yeah, that's my interactive bulletin board. I hope you enjoyed watching.